Hello, my name is Shakir, and today I will present the end of the classroom. Hope you enjoy it. I want to start today by asking you to perform a small mental exercise. Close your eyes and travel back with me to the year 1728. You are living in a small, isolated village. You have a burning desire to learn shorthand, a vital skill for commerce of that era. But there is a one problem. The only person who can teach you lives in a Boston, over 300 miles away. In 1728, that distance might as well have been the moon. Your only lifeline was a postman who placed an ad in the Boston Gazette, offering to send lessons by mail. Your classroom was a piece of parchment. Your high-speed connection was a man on the horse, navigating mud-slicked roads for bees. This was the humble, quiet birth of the distance learning. Today, we stand in a world where the sum of all human knowledge, the library of the Alexandria in times a million sits in the palm of your hand. But as we have closed the physical distance, a new question has emerged. Are we actually getting closer to the truth? Or are we just becoming more isolated behind our screens? Today, we explore the digital horizon. It's a common misconception that distance learning was an emergency fix born out of 2020 pandemic. In reality, distance learning is a 300 years old human obsession. It is the story of us trying to outrun our physical limitations. We have moved through the great waves of education already. The first was the campfire, where the knowledge was oral and local. The second was the printing press, which allowed knowledge to travel without teacher. The third was the physical school, a product of the Industrial Revolution designed to mass-produce citizens. But now we are riding the fourth wave, the web. In the 1920s, we used the schools of the air, via radio, to reach children in the Australian outback. In the 1950s, we used television. Each time a new medium appeared, we tried to put a classroom inside it. Why? Because the human spirit is inherently claustrophobic. We have always refused to let our location dictate our potential. We often hear the complaint that distance learning feels cold or impersonal. This brings us to what I call the presence paradox. Think about the traditional university lecture hall. We are one of 500 students. We are sitting in the back row. You can barely see the professor's expression. You are a face in a sea of strangers. Physically, you are there, but mentally, you are miles away. Now, consider a well-designed digital environment. The content is exactly 1 inch from your eyes. The professor is looking directly at you through the lens. We are discovering that presence isn't actually about sharing the same oxygen in a room. It is about sharing the same state of mind. Cognitive presence, the feeling of being fully immersed in a task, can actually be higher in a digital space than in crowded, distracting physical classroom. The tools we use today are beginning to hack our brains. using social signals and interactive feedback to make us feel together even when we are continents apart. Where are we going next? The era of watching a video is ending. We are entering the era of immersive learning through virtual reality and AI. The distance in distance learning is becoming invisible. Imagine a history class where you don't read about your French Revolution. You put on a headset and stand in the street of Paris, hearing the sounds and feeling the tension. Imagine a biology class where you shrink down to size of the protein and walk through your mitochondria of human cell. The most intriguing part of this shift isn't the shiny gadgets, it is the justice. For the vast majority of human history, the quality of life was determined by lack of our zip codes. If you weren't born near a library or great university, your intellectual path was blocked, unfortunately. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the catch. Technology can transmit data, but can it transmit wisdom? As we remove the physical distance, do we risk losing the human touch? Can a screen teach you the nuance of leadership? Can an algorithm teach you the weight of the kindness or the value of handshake? Can be. In these 7 short minutes, we have traveled from the horse-drawn letter in 1728 to the edge of the virtual tomorrow. We have seen that distance learning is no longer a backup plan or temporary fix for a global crisis. It is the new frontier of human potential. My name is Shakir, and thanks for listening to me.